But Jesus says this form of giving, it's hypocrisy. They're wearing masks. They're playing a role, and they're only doing this for their own benefit. When men give this way, when women give this way to be seen, they aren't giving out of any true concern for the poor or for the glory of God, but they're simply giving so that their own status and their own reputation can be elevated. And when men applaud them, or when they feature them on the front of the newspaper or on the 5 o'clock news with their enlarged checks extended out, when they hear that applause, they should listen and listen well, because that's the only reward that they're ever going to receive. People who give this way forego the eternal reward that they would have earned, and instead they exchange it for a bottle rocket, a cheap pop that doesn't last. In my last church years ago, I remember once a month I dropped my tithe off in the offering boxes like most people did. This was the time before push pay. We had them in the back of our church, just like we have them here. And on more than one occasion, I'd be forced to wait behind a certain couple who had to make a show of their giving. They would, approach the box very meekly and respectfully. And they would huddle together as a couple, and the husband would slowly extract the white envelope from his pocket. And together they would humbly bow their heads, and they'd pray audibly, like the whole thing was humble, except the very loud, robust prayer that he would offer for all of us to hear. And that prayer would go on for what seemed like forever. They would then, together with one hand each on the envelope, place it into the slot of that giving box together, and the man would then, put his hand on the top of that box, and he would pat it. And he'd look around, kind of like a peacock or something, and as if satisfied with himself, as if to say, "Here it is, Lord, we did it. You're welcome." And, we were all supposed to, I think, watch in awe of this couple whom I'm convinced knew exactly what they were doing and displaying as they performed this holy deed. I'll tell you, at the sight of that giving box in the back of that church auditorium, that couple got their reward.